What's the most unexpected thing someone did that instantly made them 10 times more attractive? Girl I was dating had zero interest in sports while I loved football. As a gift very early in our relationship, she bought me tickets to a football game. As she was giving me the tickets, she said, "So the book said 50-yard line, 25 rows up are the best seats, so that's what I got." She then pulled out a book about football that she had clearly read and had notes all over it about key things to know. She had bought a book to learn the sport just because she knew I loved watching it and wanted to be a part of it. The tickets were great, but her doing that made her 100% more attractive and instantly made me fall in love. No one had ever done that type of thing for me before. And we are actually celebrating our 3rd wedding anniversary today. When I fell back asleep on a girl right after we woke up, she just stayed there while I was drooling, cringe, having the best sleep ever against her neck for an hour, lol. When I woke up, I was like, oh shit, I fell back asleep. Oh no, I drooled on you, WTF? Super embarrassing. But she was so cute about it, like she enjoyed having me sleep against her even if I was drooling/grinding my teeth. It was really refreshing, lol. She made me ribs, and they were better than any kind my dad would make. And he made amazing ribs. She gave me advice that was good for me and not really good for her in the short term. I realized she was looking after my interests. I later married her. Good for her in long term, haha. Bought lunch for a person in need. Literally excused himself from our table and went inside momentarily to let a homeless lady select her lunch and pay for it. Put his phone away and gave full attention during our conversation. In this economy? Marry me. She looked at me like, there you are, when we bumped into each other at a movie theater. Been married 19 years now. I was dancing with this woman, and she wiped the sweat off my face with her hands. A girl once gave me a flower for no reason. She had a boyfriend, and I knew she had no romantic intentions. She was probably handing out flowers to a lot of people that day. That was 7 years ago, and I still think about that moment sometimes. A girl I was dating brought me food she cooked specifically for me. My heart literally melted. She made me stop the car and help this old lady who was struggling against the wind. The lady was more than happy for the lift. I later helped her up to her apartment while my wife stayed with the car, and the old lady, who was from my home country, tried to set me up with her granddaughter, lol. My wife made me a better person that day, and I love her more for it. Try to offer help to the elderly more now. He reached over and put his hand on the small of my back while we were walking through a crowded room, and it instantly made me feel safe and cared for. A classy insult. How to describe it, but the lack of swearing and how he delivered it in such a calm and clever way got me. I had never ridden a quad before, and on our 2nd date, my girlfriend showed me how to drive one, using hers on some trails in the woods. Then she showed me how to do donuts, and we got kicked off government land for trespassing. It was awesome. Being very attentive. If they remembered something that I casually said and bring it up or act on it, I'll fold immediately. She was very pretty. She brought a guitar to class, and after I asked her if she knew a relatively obscure and difficult song, she pulled out the guitar, played it, and sang it beautifully. I was smitten. Rolf, when my now husband first rolled up his sleeves, and I saw his amazing forearms rolling on the floor laughing. What can I say? I like a nice forearm woman shrugging medium light skin tone. It seems silly maybe. We have been together for maybe a year. Living together. We had a leak in the ceiling above our bed. We moved our bed, but I couldn't sleep with the dripping. He covered my ears, and that is the moment I knew I'd marry him. We've been married 10 years, and he is the best. I met a girl at a buddy's house who was with her boyfriend. We were introduced, I said hi, and she said hi, and that was it. What I didn't know was that she was having issues with her boyfriend. She made him take her home, ended it with him, and asked her mother, she was 18, I was 19, to bring her back over to my friend's house. I am turning 48 this month, and she is taking one of our daughters to work in a half hour. She broke up with her boyfriend after just saying hi to me. Voluntarily gave me her phone number. I'm an obtuse male who doesn't comprehend that he could appear attractive to anyone. I require the obvious hints. A friend of mine visited me in the hospital when I had a medical condition. She was more of an acquaintance of mine at that time. Never expected that visit from her. Now she's a close friend of mine, since I really appreciated that small gesture. I'm just here for the early comments, and Jesus Christ, the bar is set low. I'm referring to pre-relationship. It's super cliche in movies, but you are seated and she leans in to point at something on the screen from behind you, over your shoulder close like ear to ear, even better with longer hair, LOL. Put simply, anytime a girl is okay with entering your personal space without you initiating it. We were on a second date and went out for barbecue. I had a little sauce on my finger. She took my hand and slid the finger in her mouth to lick the sauce off. Needless to say, I wasn't able to get up from the table for another 30 minutes. He's in charge. I listened to him speaking to his team with respect and trust as he was preparing to leave for vacation. It was so sexy to watch him delegate with humanity and firmness. I'm putting my flag down, faced with tears of joy. We were on a park bench like date number 2 with my future wife, just talking and looking over the scenery. After a brief lapse of discussing, she scoots really close to me, so I put my arm around her. We were both grinning like silly teenagers in love. My crush whispers things in my ears, just normal stuff like trash talking people near us, but damn. Told me yesterday I have perfect tits. I needed the boost. Cooked for me. She randomly and proudly announced that she can do a Chewbacca impression. Pretty spot on. It turned out he could dance and he had legit moves. The most unexpected thing someone did that instantly made them 10 times more attractive was showing genuine kindness and empathy in a difficult situation. It's rare and incredibly appealing. She got up early the morning after before I had work and made me breakfast. The moment my husband became a dad. Post the same question over and over and over and over and over and over again on Reddit. Sends me wild for them. Complimented me. Comes as a surprise for someone like me. Wish I was joking because it's so cringy, but he showed me pics of his newly built gaming PC that he put together from scratch. LEDs, super tidy cable management, the works. The kindness of a stranger. Not someone I know, but there was this guy who I saw in the lobby of my dorm, and he did a soldier salute, or whatever this is called, in a cool way, and it was so hot. But he was also hot by default. Random acts of kindness.